What's up guys, welcome back for another video of Diablo 3. So in this video I will be talking about the Demon Hunter Multishot build. So this build is very useful to do speed farming, to do speed rifts, to farm those dead breads, to do speed greater rifts on a lower level to upgrade your legendary gems pretty fast. But if you want to do a higher greater rift with it at level 80 or something, I saw someone doing it on the leaderboard with this build level 80, but I think there are other builds that are more useful to do a greater rift with it, with a Demon Hunter. But anyway, you can do it, so let's break this build down. So for this build, you need all the 6 pieces of Unhallowed essence. So let's put that on. The armor, the legs, the boots, the shoulders and the helmet. When you got all the 6 pieces, your generators Multishot and Vengeance deal 40% increased damage for every point of discipline you have. So every point of discipline you have, you will do 40% increased damage. So in this build, we are focusing on discipline. The more discipline, the more damage. And also gain 60% increased damage reduction and deal 60% increased damage for 8 seconds if no enemy is within 10 yards of you. So what is 10 yards? I think 10 yards is the size of this character. So in a circle, this is like 10 yards. So you have to keep those monsters away, or you have to keep a distance from 10 yards with you and the monsters, so that shouldn't be that hard. So for the belt, we are using the Witching Hour. Because we are focusing on a glass cannon build, we want to do as much damage as possible, and this one will give us critical damage and also attack speed, so that is the reason why we are using the Witching Hour. For the necklace amulet, we are using Hellfire necklace. And there are some other opinions about this. I am using the ballistics passive. If you think there's a better one, just leave a comment and also the reason why it is better and why you are using it. So yeah, Hellfire amulet necklace. For the rings we are using focus, restraint. This will give us 50% increased damage. For our braces, we are using Wraps of Clarity. Your Hatred regenerators reduce your damage taken by 31%. Because this is a glass cannon build, we need some damage reduction, and this one will help us with that. For the bow, we are using Young's Recurve. Multishot attacks 50% faster. The faster it hits, the more damage we will do, of course, and yeah, the less chance there is that the monster will get close to you. So this one will help us with that. And also Dead Man's Legacy. Multishot hits enemies below 60% health twice, so this just doubles the damage. For the gems, we are using emeralds for the dextry. This one will give us critical hit damage increased by 130%. And this one also gives us dextry. For the helmet, we need cooldown reduction, because we want to have Vengeance up at all time. And we need 37 cooldown reduction for that. As you can see, I got 31. So I need to upgrade my gear a little bit if I want to hit that 37% cooldown reduction. For the legendary gems, we are using Zeiss Stones of Vengeance. Damage you deal is increased by 9.28% for every 10 yards between you and the enemy hit. So again, you need to keep a distance from 10 yards. So that is the character size. You need that distance. So make sure you have it, otherwise you will lose a lot of damage. So Bane of the Trap. This one activates himself, and this one will make sure you are doing 37.80% more damage. The higher the legendary gem, the better this stats will be. And we are using Bane of the Trapped. And this is also our Rift Guardian killer. For the Canais Cube, we are using Dawn. Reduce the cooldown of Vengeance by 65%. So this will help us to get Vengeance up at all time. Visage of Guns. Vengeance gains the effect of the Dark Heart rune. So this will make sure that our glass cannon build can take 2 hits now instead of 1. And as last, Conventions of Elements gain 200% increased damage to a single element for 4 seconds. Since this is fire, when this one turns on fire, you just want to hit everything and you will do massive damage. For our skills, let's first check out what Dark Heart is doing. Vengeance fills your heart, reducing all damage taken by 50%. And that is the reason why you can now take 2 hits instead of 1. So, as skills, primary skills, Evasive Fire, Focus. Let's see what this does. Instead of backflipping, increased hatred regenerated to 7. That's just what we need. Multishot Arsenal. Every time you fire, launch 3 rockets at nearby enemies that each deal 300% weapon damage as fire. And it also gives us 360% weapon damage to all enemies in the area. Vengeance, you want to keep that up at all times. So we get 2 passes from this. So first of all, Dark Heart and also Seath. We are using Vault, Tumble. After using Vault, your next Vault within 6 seconds has its discipline cost reduced by 50%. Preparation, Invigoration, whatever. Permanently increases maximum discipline by 20. 20 times 40% increased damage is 800% increased damage. So make sure you have this one. And Companion, Wolf Companion. When you are attacking the Rift Guardian or another yellow or blue monster, make sure this one is up so you can use it and you are doing increased damage to that monster or to that group of monsters. For the passive skills, you deal we are using Ambush. I'm sorry. You deal 40% increased you deal 40% additional damage to enemies above 75% health. Maybe there are better ones. Just leave a comment below if you think there is another passive skill that is better. Steady Aim. As long as there are no enemies within 10 yards, all damage is increased by 20%. So make sure you have 10 yards between you and a monster distance. And as next passive skill, we are using Thrill of the Hunt. Enemies hit by your hatred spenders are slowed by 80% for 2 seconds. And this one also activates the next one, Gull of the Week. Increase damage against slowed or chilled enemies by 20%. So this is a real glass cannon build. You can do speed rifts with it. You can do speed great rifts with it. You can do everything with it. But just as I said, if you want to do higher grade rifts with it, then I think there's another build that is better than this one. Anyway, for the rolls that you want on your gear, for the shoulders, you want Dexterity, Vitality, Area, and cooldown reduction. For your helmet, Dexterity, Critical Chance, and Multishot. We are using Multishot, so make sure you have that on your helmet. For your necklace, Fire Damage, Dexterity, Critical Damage. For your gloves, you want Dexterity, Critical Damage, and Chance, and Area Damage. For your chest, 3 sockets, Max Dexterity, max Discipline, there's no max, you also want Dexterity by the way. And all resistance or armor. For your braces, Fire Damage, Critical Chance, Dexterity, and Vitality. For your belt, if you are using the Witching Hour, you want Dexterity, Critical Damage, Attack Speed, and Vitality. For the rings, you want the socket, Critical Damage, Critical Chance, Dexterity, or Area Damage. For the pants, you want 2 sockets, Dexterity, Vitality, all resistance or armor. For your boots, you want dexterity, multi-shot damage, vitality, all resistance. For both of those two, for the quiver and the bow, you want dexterity, max discipline, critical hit chance, multi-shot on the quiver, and cooldown reduction. And also on this one, maybe cooldown reduction or resource cost reduction, because you want to hit the 37% cooldown reduction. If you have 37% cooldown reduction, you can have Vengeance up at all times. That means you are gaining 40% increased damage. And what does it give more? It gives us more. Well, gain 4 additional piercing shots for 60% weapon damage each on every attack. Homing rockets. Shoot 2 rockets at nearby enemies for 80% weapon damage each on every attack. And just as I said, gain 40% increased damage. So this is the build for the Demon Hunter Multishot. If you like this video, then don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel because I'm going to upload a lot more videos about Diablo 3. I'm also going to play Clash of Royale, so make sure you're also playing that or just watch it. It's a pretty funny game. And well, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.